Welcome back to TechSphere. Today, we're diving deep into lead generation, what it is, B2B strategies, and best practices.
Sounds exciting.
It is. And a big thanks to all of you tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's get into it. We're talking about that critical process of identifying and attracting potential customers.
Yeah, lead generation. It's the fuel for business growth.
Yeah.
Without it, you're going nowhere fast.
Exactly. But it's not just about getting any leads, right?
Right. You need the right leads.
And that's where B2B and B2C strategies come into play. B2B, that's all about building those long-term relationships, right?
Absolutely. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, B2C, it tends to be more about quicker transactions.
You got it. And then, of course, you got different types of leads. Understanding those can make a huge difference.
So let's break it down. What kinds of leads are out there?
Well, you've got your marketing qualified leads, or MQLs for short.
MQLs, okay.
These are the folks who've shown interest. They might download a guide or subscribe to a newsletter, but they're not ready to buy just yet.
Sort of like window shoppers, just browsing.
Exactly. Then you've got your sales qualified leads. We call them sequels. These leads are showing clear buying intent. They're asking for demos, requesting pricing, they're raising their hand.
You're saying, hey, I'm interested. Tell me more.
Exactly. And then finally, you've got your product qualified leads, or PQLs. These are the leads who've actually used your product or service, maybe through a free trial or a demo.
So they've had a taste of what you offer.
Yes. And that makes them more likely to convert into paying customers. They see the value firsthand.
Makes sense. Knowing where a lead falls on this spectrum is crucial.
Absolutely. You wouldn't try to close a deal with someone who's just starting to learn about your product, would you?
Definitely not. You'd want to nurture them, provide them with more information, guide them along.
Exactly. So how do you actually find these leads? Well, there are two main approaches: inbound and outbound.
Inbound and outbound. Okay, let's unpack those.
Inbound is all about attracting leads organically. Think valuable content like blog posts, videos, infographics, things that pull people in.
So it's about providing valuable content that draws them to your business naturally.
Exactly, like a magnet. A good example would be a real estate company using an attractive website to draw in potential clients.
Okay, I get it. And outbound.
Outbound is more proactive. You're reaching out directly. Think cold emailing, direct mail, paid advertising.
So inbound is setting a trap. Outbound is going hunting.
You got it. Now, once you've got those leads, the real work begins.
It's not over yet.
Not even close. It's a 4-step process.
Lay it on me. What's step one?
Attracting visitors. You got to get those eyeballs on your content, whether it's your website or landing pages.
Got it. Step two.
Converting those visitors into leads. That's where those forms and calls to action come in. Offer something valuable in exchange for their contact information.
Like a free ebook or a webinar.
Exactly. Step 3 is qualifying those leads. Figuring out who's most likely to convert, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Finding those serious buyers.
Precisely. And step 4, once you've identified those high potential leads, it's time to nurture them. Build relationships, stay top of mind, provide value.
Like tending a garden. You've got to water those plants, give them sunlight.
Exactly. You're nurturing those relationships, helping them grow.
So we talked about B2B and B2C earlier. Let's zoom in on B2B lead generation.
Sure. B2B is unique. You're targeting businesses, decision makers like CEOs, managers.
So the sales cycle is a lot longer.
Often, yes. B2B decisions involve multiple stakeholders. It's not an impulse buy. You might need to get buy-in from several people.
I see. What strategies work well in the B2B world?
LinkedIn is great. That's where professionals hang out. Webinars are another good one. And networking events, those are always valuable.
It's about building those relationships, establishing yourself as a thought leader.
Exactly. And don't forget personalized email campaigns. Take the time to tailor your message. Show them you've done your homework.
So B2B is all about playing the long game. Now, what about tools? What can help streamline this whole process?
CRM systems, those are your command centers. Think Salesforce, HubSpot.
So it's like a super organized filing cabinet for all your lead information.
Pretty much. They help you store customer data, track interactions, manage the sales process. And then you've got marketing automation tools. They handle the repetitive stuff like sending follow-up emails, scheduling social media posts.
So you can focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. And then you've got your analytics tools like Google Analytics. They track lead behavior so you can see what's working and what's not.
No more flying blind.
Exactly.
Now, there are so many channels for lead generation. Where do you even begin?
Well, you've got organic search. That's your SEO. It's all about getting your website to show up high in search results. Then there's content marketing. creating valuable content that attracts your target audience.
Content is king, right?
It is. And then social media. Platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Social media is huge these days.
It is. And paid advertising. That can be very effective, especially for reaching specific demographics.
So you've got SEO, content, social media, paid ads. Anything else?
Email marketing. It's still a powerhouse when done right.
Email marketing. Good old email.
It's all about nurturing those relationships, staying top of mind.
Okay, so let's talk content. What makes content truly effective for capturing leads?
It's got to be engaging. It needs to educate potential customers. Think of it as a journey, guiding them from awareness to consideration to decision.
So not just any old content, but strategic content.
You got it. Now, a few content formats are particularly effective. You've got blog posts and articles. They're great for attracting potential customers with educational content.
Okay.
What It, papers, and ebooks. Those offer deeper insights, more detailed analysis.
Those are good for lead magnets.
Exactly. You offer them in exchange for contact information. Then you've got case studies and testimonials, social proof.
They show that you can deliver results.
Exactly. And then for more interactive engagement, there are webinars and live events.
Webinars, those are popular.
They are. So you've got a lot of options.
A lot to choose from.
Yeah.
But even with the best content, lead generation can be tricky.
Oh, yeah. There are definitely challenges.
Like what? What are some of the things that trip people up?
Low conversion rates. You get people to your website, but they're not taking action.
What causes that?
Could be unclear calls to action, complicated forms, or even irrelevant content.
Content has to be relevant.
Right? Absolutely. Another challenge is poor lead quality. You're generating leads, but they're not the right kind of leads.
Ouch. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It often happens when your targeting is too broad, and then there's a lack of timely follow-up. You get the leads, but then you drop the ball.
No ghosting allowed.
Exactly. You got to nurture those relationships.
So, with all these challenges, what can we do? What are some best practices for effective lead generation?
Well, first off, optimize your website design. Make sure it's user-friendly, easy to navigate, clear calls to action.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then create targeted content. We've said it before, but it's worth repeating. Tailor your content to the specific needs of your ideal customer.
No more generic blog posts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And engage on multiple platforms. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Use SEO, social media, paid advertising, email marketing.
Let's spread the love.
Right. And implement effective follow-up strategies. Don't let those leads go cold.
Keep the conversation going.
Exactly.
Now, how do you know if your lead generation efforts are paying off? How do you measure success?
Well, you track key metrics, your conversion rates, lead acquisition cost, and customer lifetime value.
So you're looking at how many leads are converting, how much it costs to get a lead, and the long-term value of a customer.
You got it. And there are tools that can help you track all of this. Google Analytics, CRM systems, marketing automation platforms.
The whole data toolkit.
Exactly. You need to be data-driven. And at the end of the day, it's all about assessing your ROI, your return on investment.
Making sure your efforts are profitable.
Precisely. So that's lead generation in a nutshell.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground. Lead generation is quite a journey.
It is, but it's a journey worth taking.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about attracting those visitors, turning them into leads, nurturing those relationships. It's a whole process.
But the end goal is turning those leads into paying customers. Leads are great, but sales are what keeps the lights on. How do we get there?
That's where sales and marketing really need to work hand in hand. Think of it like a relay race. Marketing's doing the first leg, building awareness, generating those leads. Then they pass the baton to sales. Sales takes over, guides that relationship to the next level.
I like that analogy. How does that handoff actually work?
It starts with communication. Clear goals between marketing and sales. Everyone needs to be on the same page about what makes a qualified lead, what the ideal customer looks like.
No more silos, right?
Right. No silos. Sales and marketing working together, same goal.
Makes sense. But once sales gets that lead, how do they actually turn it into a sale?
Well, first, they need to understand the lead, their needs, their pain points. Sales picks up where marketing left off. It's not about jumping in with a sales pitch right away.
More about listening, asking questions?
Yes. Listening, asking questions, tailoring the approach.
So they're more like a consultant than a salesperson.
Exactly. They need to add value, show how they can help the lead achieve their goals.
That's very different from those pushy sales tactics we hear about.
It is. Buyers today, they're savvy, they do their research.
They can't be tricked.
Exactly. You have to earn their trust, show them you understand their needs. That's how you build those lasting relationships.
And happy customers are the best kind of marketing.
Absolutely. But the journey doesn't stop there. The sales process, it doesn't just end when the deal's closed.
So what happens next? How does sales play a role in keeping those customers around, making sure they're happy?
Sales is crucial for making sure that customer has a good experience. It's not just about the initial sale, it's about providing support, building that ongoing relationship.
So they become a resource for the customer, someone they can trust.
Yes. Sales checks in, makes sure they're happy, addresses any concerns, go above and beyond. That's what builds loyalty.
It all comes back to sales and marketing alignment, doesn't it?
It does. It's essential.
But how do you make that happen? In a company, I mean.
Open communication is key. Collaboration. Sales and marketing, talking to each other, sharing those insights.
No silos.
Right. No silos. Breaking down those barriers.
But sales and marketing often have different priorities, right?
Yeah.
Different metrics. How do you get everyone on the same page?
You agree on shared goals, shared metrics. Focus on those together. For example, both teams could focus on lead conversion rates.
Okay, finding that common ground.
Exactly. And then clear processes. Who does what? How do leads get handed off? What information needs to be shared?
A roadmap for collaboration.
Yes. When everyone's aligned, everyone wins. Business, customers, the teams themselves.
Win, win, win. Now, I bet technology can play a role here, too.
Oh, absolutely. Technology can be a game changer. CRM systems, those are essential for sharing lead information, tracking those interactions.
So it's like a central hub where everyone can see what's going on.
Exactly. And then marketing automation can automate those lead nurturing campaigns, send alerts to sales when a lead's ready for that personal touch.
Streamlining everything.
Yes. There are even platforms designed specifically for sales and marketing alignment. Shared dashboards, reporting tools, communication channels, all built in.
So technology can be a real bridge between those departments.
It can. But it's important to remember, technology is just a tool. It's the people that make it work.
Right. You need strong leadership, clear communication.
Exactly. Building that culture of collaboration, that's what makes the difference.
So we've talked about leads, sales, getting everyone on the same page, but it's all part of a bigger picture, right?
It is. Creating that positive customer experience from start to finish, that's the ultimate goal.
It's not just about getting the sale. It's about keeping those customers happy.
Exactly. It's about the complete experience, not just acquiring customers, but keeping them, building loyalty.
It's everything that happens after the initial yes.
Yes. Providing excellent service, developing products that meet their needs, thinking about every touch point.
It's a holistic approach.
It is. And when you get it right, it creates this fantastic cycle. Happy customers, more referrals, more leads, more sales.
Growth. But let's be real. There are challenges when it comes to turning those leads into sales. What are some of the roadblocks?
Well, sometimes it's simply not having enough qualified leads in the first place.
You can't make sales if you have no one to sell to.
Exactly. You got to go back to that lead generation strategy, make sure it's solid.
Strong foundation.
Yes. And then lack of follow-up, that's a common one. Even the hottest leads can go cold if you're not nurturing them.
Staying top of mind is so important.
It is. Technology can help here. Automation can take some of the load off, make sure those follow-ups don't slip through the cracks.
Having a system in place.
Yes. But remember, even with automation, you want to keep those messages personalized.
Make it feel human.
Exactly. Another challenge, sometimes it's a lack of sales skills.
You need a team that can close those deals.
You do. Sales is a skill. It can be learned, practiced.
Investing in training.
Absolutely. There are so many resources out there to help.
No excuses.
Right. And then sometimes it's a lack of product knowledge.
Your team needs to be the expert.
They do.
Yeah.
They need to know the product inside and out, be able to articulate that value to the customer.
Paint that picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's confidence. Lack of confidence can really hold a salesperson back.
Confidence is key.
It is. It comes from preparation, knowledge, experience.
The more you do it, the better you get.
Exactly. And then persistence. You can't give up after the first no.
Sales is a numbers game.
It is. Rejection's part of the process.
Got to have thick skin.
You do. And a clear sales process is essential.
A roadmap, like we talked about earlier.
Yes, a roadmap outlining those steps.
Keeping everyone organized.
Exactly. But even the best process needs to be flexible, adaptable.
Things change.
They do. And technology can help streamline everything. CRM, automation, sales enablement tools.
So many options.
There are. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your team.
The human element.
Yes. You need a strong sales team. Skilled, knowledgeable, motivated.
And good leadership.
Absolutely. But sales is just one part of the customer journey.
The journey continues.
It does. The next step is customer success.
So what does that involve? How do you keep those customers happy once they're on board?
It's about helping those customers achieve their goals. With your product or service, I mean. It's not just about fixing problems, it's about being proactive.
So you're a partner in their success.
Exactly. Customer success teams, they work closely with those customers, understand their goals, provide guidance, resources.
Like coaches.
Yes. And when customers feel supported, they're more likely to stay, more likely to recommend you to others.
We're back to that cycle again.
We are. Happy customers, referrals, growth. But it's an ongoing process. You have to keep nurturing those relationships.
It's a long-term commitment.
It is. But when you get it right, everyone benefits.
We've covered so much in this deep dive, from attracting those first leads to guiding them through the sales process.
And even touched on keeping those customers happy once they're on board.
But today, we're focusing on one crucial element that connects everything: the customer experience.
The thread that runs through the entire customer journey.
We hear customer experience everywhere. But what does it actually mean in practice?
It's every interaction a customer has with your business, from their first encounter all the way through their ongoing engagement.
So it's bigger than just a good product or good service.
Much bigger. It's the entire journey, how the customer feels at every touch point. Browsing your website, talking to sales, contacting support. Every interaction matters.
So it's about creating a positive overall feeling, an emotional connection.
Exactly. Emotions drive decisions. If a customer feels valued, respected, understood, they're much more likely to stick around. They'll spend more, tell their friends about you.
It's about building that loyalty. So how do you create that amazing customer experience? Where do you start?
You have to understand your customers. And I know we've said this before, but it's critical. Who are they? What are their needs, their pain points? What motivates them?
Getting into their heads.
Yes. Put yourself in their shoes. See things from their perspective. What are their expectations? What are they frustrated with? What would make their experience better?
It's empathy.
Exactly. Empathy. Once you truly understand your customer, then you can start designing experiences that meet their needs, experiences that exceed their expectations.
Okay, empathy is key. What's next?
You've got to make sure that entire customer journey is smooth, frictionless. It should feel effortless for them to interact with your business.
No bumps in the road.
Right. You want to eliminate anything that could create a negative experience. A website that's hard to use, a confusing checkout process, a customer service rep who isn't helpful. Any friction can damage the relationship.
It's about making things easy, enjoyable, every step of the way.
Precisely. And that requires a holistic view. You have to think about every aspect of your business. Website design, sales process, customer support channels. Everyone needs to be on the same page.
So it's not just one team's responsibility, it's everyone.
Absolutely. Everyone, from the CEO down, needs to be focused on creating that positive experience. It's about the culture.
A customer-centric culture.
Yes, that's what sets you apart, especially in today's market. Customer experience is a differentiator.
It's what makes you stand out.
Exactly. But it's not a one-time thing. It's a journey, continuous improvement.
Another marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Listen to your customers. Get their feedback. Adapt and evolve. Be responsive. Be willing to change.
Stay agile.
Yes. And thankfully, technology can play a role. CRM systems, feedback tools. There's a whole toolkit to enhance the customer experience.
Technology can make it easier to deliver great service.
It can. But again, it's just a tool. The human element is what truly matters.
You need a team that cares. A team that's passionate about customer service.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's the human touch that creates those memorable, positive experiences.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the customer experience, what are the key takeaways? What do you want our listeners to remember?
Customer experience is crucial. It's about really understanding your customers, creating those seamless journeys, eliminating any friction, building a culture that puts the customer first.
Every interaction matters. Show your customers you value them, appreciate their feedback.
And it's an ongoing effort. You have to constantly strive for excellence. Be willing to adapt.
It's not just a buzzword, it's essential.
Exactly. Get it right, and the rewards are huge. Loyal customers, more revenue, a strong brand reputation.
Everyone wins.
They do. And I think that brings us to the end of our deep dive. Lead generation, sales, the customer experience. We covered it all.
What a journey.
Yeah.
Thanks for guiding us through it all.
My pleasure. Always happy to share these insights.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us.
We hope you found it valuable. Hope you're feeling inspired to take action.
Remember, building a successful business is about relationships. It's about delivering exceptional experiences. It's about always striving to be better.
Go out there and make those connections.
And keep diving deep.